Section 1.4, Measure and Classify Angles. Before we can talk about angles, we need to define what an angle is. An angle consists of two different rays with the same endpoint. So we'll give these endpoint A. We'll have one ray go off in this direction, and that will be ray AB. Another ray in this direction as ray AC. So what we have is our two sides, and those are the rays. Sides are ray AB and ray AC. And the common endpoint of those two rays is what we call our vertex. And usually, to mark out an angle that we're interested in, we'll draw an arc. And that tells us we're looking at angle, and we can call this angle A, angle CAB, or angle BAC. In naming an angle, we can use just the vertex name if there are no other angles that have A as its vertex. If there are other angles, we need to be a little more specific, in which case we use points that lie on the two sides of the angle. No matter what, whenever we name an angle, the vertex is the middle letter. So we have CAB or BAC. And those are the three ways to name the angle that we have drawn on the board. We can have a measure of an angle. And so similar to line segments, measures and shapes have different notations. Let's draw another angle here. We'll name this angle CAT. And we'll say that CAT has a measure of 30 degrees. And we will use another angle. This angle will be, let's just use XYZ. XYZ is also 30 degrees. Then angle CAT is congruent to angle XYZ. Or we can write angle A is congruent to angle Y in this case, because both angles have the same size and the same shape. If we're talking about their measure, though, that would be the measure of angle CAT equals the measure of angle XYZ, which equals 30 degrees. So very similar to line segments, when we talk about their shape, we use congruency. We use a slightly different notation than when we talk about an angle's measure, when we have numeric values. And in that case, we need these little m's out front. An important thing you should know is that we often will measure our angles in degrees. And a full circle has 360 degrees. So a quarter of a circle would be 90 degrees. And that's a special angle that we'll talk about later. So now that we have the basics of angles, we can talk about our first postulate. However, we'll do that in the next video. So review this video if you need to. Make sure you understand that an angle is composed of a vertex and its sides, how we can name an angle, and the difference between representing congruent angles and representing the measure of an angle.